So welcome to a brand new Webisode. Driving home. I'm on Ina. I'm distracted driving and I don't care. So I have it on somewhat good authority that there is a distinct possibility that Regina, what about the working poor Romero, and her proposal, which is fourfold. She wants the city to put a moratorium on issuing citations to people camping out in the park, i.e. Occupy Tucson. She wants Parks and Recs to weigh all permitting fees and waivers for Occupy Tucson. She wants Occupy Tucson to move whenever permitted individuals, people that abide by the law, come in. And she wants to ask the city about moving some general fund money out of the banks and into credit unions. You know, maybe I'm still just too naive. I was talking to somebody a second ago on the phone and mentioned that I had on good authority that this resolution might actually pass. And they go, well, this doesn't surprise me at all. And I just go, look, I know how irrational and hypocritical most liberals are. I get it. But come on. There has got to be at some point a line that you just don't cross when it's so blatantly hypocritical. I mean, it's one thing to have people acting like idiots camping out in parks. It's another thing, I know, maybe I'm being naive, but it's another thing when you're elected officials and you know you're putting the city at risk. You know that you're giving the opportunity to every single entity that has ever paid for a permit, signed a waiver, put down a deposit to use a park, for them to sue the city for all of their money because they are selectively enforcing the laws. I can't sit back and say that and think all hope is lost. There's got to be, I don't care how much of a progressive radical you are, there's got to be a point where somebody between Ulick, well, Romero's out of the question, Fimbres, Scott, Cunningham, obviously Kozaczyk, who will stand up and say, hey, we can't do this. One of those, Fimbres, Cunningham, Ulick, or Scott, one of them has got to say, guys, I know you're sympathetic to Occupy Tucson. I know that you're, Romero, you're a Sandinista, you're a radical progressive. I get it. I know you're not that smart, but you can't do this. I'll wait to see what happens, but it's unbelievable to me. I mean, maybe I'm naive in this respect. I don't know how honestly, I don't know how you live with yourself. How do you I do a show and I pump out 4 hours of material every single day, and I try my hardest to make sure that that I speak with truth, with honesty, that if I'm talking about issues that I'm looking at it from a common sense point of view, that I'm being rational about it, that I'm not being a hypocrite. Because I know what happens if I make a mistake, and it's happened before. If I make a mistake on the air and I say something that's contradictory to something else, and maybe my opinion gets called into question, I know that it's a gut reaction inside that I go, ooh, boy, it really bums me out that I made that mistake, or that I pronounced that word wrong, or I used a word inappropriately. How do you live with yourself if you're this big of a hypocrite? How do you not realize how, just in your attempt to be fair and diverse, how do you not realize how unfair you're being? Well, we'll know. I'm recording this on Tuesday. We'll cover it on Wednesday's show when you'll probably be watching this. And either my faith in the city council, or just a small chance of some common sense breaking through the vortex of stupid, either that will come to fruition and people will see, oh, okay, we can't do this and it was all for show, style over substance, or we really are just doomed until we have leadership, or the voting public that actually going to put in good leadership. Because I know they voted to put her in, but the public's not paying attention. And Regina Romero's a coward. She waited until after the election was over to put out her little proposal. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. So, all All right, I'm going to get back to driving. Thanks for watching. Bye.